Hey guys, I'm here with Tish from the World's Book Club. We're here at the Central Library in Calgary. And then, he wants to talk about The Way of the Superior Men by David Deida, which is a book I read many years ago. And I think it's one of the best books that you can read, definitely as a man, maybe even as a woman. If there's men in your life, maybe a family member, maybe even a boyfriend that you feel is not on top of his game, maybe you read this to understand men better, or maybe you just give him the book and see what's up. Yeah. Tish, maybe tell us a little bit about yourself and then the book and tell us about it. Yeah.
So I would like to thank you, Kyle, for this opportunity. And yeah, a little bit about me is like I'm let's say like we say in French, library rat. I love reading. Like I eat books, I don't read them. And this book is like one of my favorite, The Way of the Superior Man. It talks like it let's say it teaches you how to be a man, not in like the bad way or like the macho man that doesn't like give a fuck about anyone or something else. It's in another way. And to coming back to what Kyle said, David Deida has like another version which is called The Way of the Superior Woman. So if you are a woman, yeah, you can read it. And to start with, this book like talks about the polarity between men and women. Like it doesn't matter like if you are a man or if you are, let's say, not straight, if you are gay or this and that. Like there is a polarity in everyone. Like if you are strong enough, it's a masculine polarity and feminine polarity. And this book shows you it's mostly oriented towards like man and masculine polarity, and it teaches you like how to control yourself and how to show that you are a man, like a man and a real masculine man. It's not only about, let's say, being the viril man and something. It's about how to react and how to feel, also about stoicism, and also about how to manage the, let's say, the women feelings and everything, because each one of us has like this polarity. It's either like a majority of masculine polarity, like half half, or let's say you can find like a man who is more feminine, let's say, who doesn't like MMA fights or sports. He prefers drama and he prefers like romance. This is like there's nothing bad with this, but this man like he's surrendered himself to the feminine polarity, and which like in this book you will learn how to master it. So I give the mic to Kai now.
Awesome. Yeah. I read it many years ago, but I remember he talks about purpose. And as a masculine man, like you want to have some kind of, well, or any type of man or even person, right? But especially as a man, like your joy in life is going to come from accomplishing some kind of goal, right? Helps yourself and others, and you bring, your community with you on that journey. And sometimes it's the terrifying thing ever to go for that purpose. And it's easier to just, Hitch was telling me about his journey of like quitting his job recently because it was not the right thing for him. And I see that a lot in other people where maybe they're not even trying to live up to their own potential. They just go with the system. They just want to get their bills paid. They want to, like a girlfriend, a basic job, but not a concrete goal. It's like their spirit has been squashed so much that they don't even know what they want and who they are. A lot of times that comes when you're small and nobody told you, no one fuck off yet. They still have the hope and dreams. And around our age, like you said, you're 34, I'm 30. Like that's usually around the time where people kind of give up on their dreams and just go with the path and become the responsible person. But I think especially if you want to be a fully thriving person and the superior man, like you have to resist that and really go for it, especially in the age that we are. With we're in an exciting time right now. We have AI, we have crypto, we have blockchains. Politics are going crazy. Like it's time to like do big things. So I think especially with gender issues, like you said, like sometimes people don't know what it means to be a man or even a woman, right? So I think reading this book, if you're a man, will give you a lot of things to think about, and at least you don't have to take exactly, yeah.
You need to live as a man. You will need to live in the edge of your life. Like it doesn't matter if you're rich or poor, but you need to do your max, and you need to like live at the edge of. You need to masterize your fear, because fear, let's say, holds you up. And if you are a man, you need to live with that constant fear, not in a bad way and like being anxious every day, but in a way, or like if you, for example, like Kyle said, if I had chosen to stay in that job, it's true that it would be like comfortable, but that's it. And it's not my purpose. Maybe it's not the right choice, but it's a choice that I'm fully aware of it. And that's why masculinity is about. It's about reacting and choosing the way, following what you are, not like being comfortable and accept that and stay in your place or in your comfortable life. That's it. And like Yeah, like in this, there is one of my favorite like saying on this book. It says, "Some men fear the feeling of the fear, and therefore don't even approach their edge. They choose a job they know they can do well and easily, and don't even approach the fullest giving of their gift. Their lives are relatively secure and comfortable, but that, and this is exactly what a man in this book will teach you how to not do."
So, man, I really with that, dude. It's actually, I was watching a Jordan Peterson video. He talks about most humans, definitely men, like they're more scared of success than they are failure. Failure is not that bad, as long as you're not like on the street. Like even if you're mediocre, nowadays if you're not homeless, you got porn, video games, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. It's not going to be that bad, but it's slowly going to kill you inside. And there's great things that you can do. That's why I think, for example, there's this movement nowadays. People are like, "Oh, quit social media. It makes you depressed." I'm like, if you see people living awesome lives on social media and that makes you depressed, like it should motivate you. Yeah. That's a really good sign that you should, you know, investigate yourself and figure out some stuff. A lot of this book talks about purpose. It talks about sexual polarity too. I see in a lot of men, like they're not, well, myself also, like we're not really fully comfortable with our sexuality, like with, you know, um, conquering ourselves, like conquering our relationship with women. Like, it's a very, taboo subject still today in society. So I think we're moving closer in a more free stage, but it's very important to not limit yourself in that area. There's a book kind of similar to this. It's called King, Warrior, Magician, Lover by warrior Robert Moore. And he talks about, there's the warrior, which is like your conquering aspect, your work, your business, all that stuff. But there's also the lover aspect, which is your emotional intelligence side, your intimacy, connecting, being vulnerable in a way. If you don't have that, in my opinion, you're kind of dead inside and it feels really bad. Um, can you talk a bit about that maybe and the lessons that you took from that book?
Yes, of course. Like this book talks a lot about like the sexual energy, and let's say there's difference between, because men are attracted to women and women are attracted to men. Like this is how it works in this polarity, which means like if you are a man that has a masculine polarity, you will be more attracted to women, which is like more feminine. Which means like if you are, for example, let's say an entrepreneur, strong and going enough, you will not be attracted mainly by a woman that is like you. You will be attracted by like the polarity of the woman, which is like more quieter, more nice, more feminine, let's say. And also like we are all aware of it, but like we need to embrace this. For example, if you are a man who is attracted to ladies, that's it. Like men are attracted to ladies, even though if you are married or not, it doesn't mean that you are cheating. Also women, like they're attracted to more, let's say, if you speak the same love language, you will be attracted to a nice man, but doesn't mean that it's cheating on you. I need to embrace this. I mean, it will be your choice if you choose to do something with another woman, but like exactly. But the main purpose is related like to, you need to be sure that you are the man and have the masculine polarity that matches your women, and to embrace it. Like for example, if you are a real man and you are a masculine man, don't ask your lady to go to kill a cockroach. Or like that's just an example. It's not about bad masculinity. It's about real like polarity, real energy. Like you can see like a negative and a positive. This is in everything. Like electricity works like this. Women, men, like humans, and it's an energy. Like, and it flows from the man to the woman, from the masculine to the feminine, and you need to embrace it. Like it's not a bad, like even on the sexual side, like a masculine like pulsion and desire will go like along with the feminine desire, which is, and you need to talk about it. One thing about this book is like the way that a man should be, let's say, resilient and should be stoic regarding with the women behavior. Like that's one of the things that one of the key points in this book. And it doesn't matter like if you cannot handle the behavior of your woman, of your partner, it means your masculine energy is still low and you need to work on it. It's one of the key points.
100%. Non-reactivity and being a grounded force, like that's, in my experience, women love that, because they love to be in their feelings and stuff like that. And if you take that too far, there's consequences, right? But if you're there to like be the rock solid, then in my experience, women love that. And also, as for me, like I'm a very logical, very like, stoic, almost to an autistic point, But I find I really get along with girls that are like complete opposite. Yeah, like dancers usually I get along with, singers, like girls that are in their feminine like that, and we compliment each other. And when I was a bit younger, like, I actually did not those girls at all. They actually like triggered me, like they angered me. It was like so confusing. Hmm. I guess angry women, like yeah, chaotic women. I still kind of like it, but I guess for many reasons. My mom was a bit like that. Maybe that has something to do with it, but I guess I was not really fully myself, and women that are too feminine, like they confuse me. It was like my polar opposite, you know, so I couldn't get it. But the more I grow into myself, the more I start to appreciate that. And it makes sense, you know, like I can handle a lot of stuff. If my girl, I'm polyamorous. So if the women that I date are, they're feminine and flowing and stuff, and I just, you know, work all the time, figure out my business and stuff like that, that's perfect for me. So win-win. Um, yeah. Do you have closing statements on the book? And then do you have any other recommendations of books that are similar to this one?
So yeah, regarding the closing statements for this book, it's about like the energy and okay, it's also about the energy. And also the final statement about this book. It's for every man that is like not realizing that the masculine energy is really important, let's say precious, and it's also struggling on how to deal with in a relationship or how to behave with his woman. Like that's the book to read, sincerely. Like every man should read this book, and even for you ladies, you can read The Way of the Superior Woman, because I didn't read it that book, but as David Deida, what he's saying in this book, he wrote the other book with his women, which is something amazing. So for every person that is thinking or having a doubt about the polarity and questioning himself or themselves about something, read this book. And another book that I would like to like advise is also Don't Be a Nice Guy. That's an amazing book. Exactly, Normal Mr. Nice Guy. That's like one of the books that had the most impact in my life. I don't know if you heard about it or if you.
I read maybe read it again.
It's an amazing book. Like it talks about how your mother or your father affect your future. Anyway, thank you, Kai.
Thank you so much, Hitch. And yeah, guys, you should join the book club. We have a book club. It's called the World's 42 Book Club. You can DM us on Instagram, and then we read a monthly book. And then we also have, yeah, books members can share and what they're reading, what they think are helpful for people. Our goal is to make sure that everyone learns the best. And if you're not reading, you know, these authors are some of the smartest, most knowledgeable people on earth. And, you know, this book is about like $15, $20. Like, if you're not getting that kind of knowledge, like, what are you even doing, you know? Literally, you know, like some of these books can make you thousands, tens of thousands, $100,000, fix your marriage, you know, save your relationship. And, you know, people are too lazy. They watch TikTok these days, you know, so read. Knowledge is powerful. And, yeah, message us on Worlds42 on Instagram or leave us a comment and then we'll get you in there.